Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 44 of the AFK podcast. Before we get started, I'd like to say that the podcast is available on Spotify as always. I'm joined by Nathan and Daniel.
Hey, Daniel Yippee so loud
Okay,
he
Daniel's
cut out.
mic peaked there.
He
But
died.
we have quite a bit of news this week, I think, and we'll start it off with gaming straight away. Resident Evil 9 is confirmed to be first and third person through an option in the settings, and a familiar character will also return, but it's unknown if they're playable. I haven't played any Resident Evil games, so I can't really comment on that. I don't know if you have, Nathan. I'm pretty sure you have.
I played OG4 Remake to completion, and then I played a bit of 2 Remake. So
I played the first.
Any
Resident
idea
Evil
who
and
this
Harry Potter.
familiar character could
it's
be?
probably Leon. All the
It's
leaks
gonna be Leon.
say it's Leon.
That's-
They
Yeah,
say he's gonna be the
figured.
protagonist.
All the leaks and
Okay,
rumors
okay.
say he's
It's a
in this
fan
game.
favorite.
So,
I think Leon's probably the most popular
or
protagonist.
it could be Ada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's
Ada.
probably Leon.
Yeah.
It's the most likely one.
Probably.
So,
Anyway, on to the hottest game at the minute, Mind's Eye, absolute
Yeah.
peak gaming. It is getting the
ah,
cyberpunk treatment at the minute.
Abysmal dog shit.
It's allowing players to get the refund for the game due to a terrible launch. And as I'm sure you guys probably remember, when Cyberpunk came out, this is exactly what happened.
Yep.
How
long
it's
Do you
Max,
guys think we
does it,
could
do you
see
No.
Do you guys
No.
think?
Redemption?
we could
No,
see,
the
uh,
game
Because
Cyberpunk
looks
was
like
actually
it
a
has
good
pretty
game.
much no
Yeah.
source, yeah.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk had a
enough.
good game hidden underneath all of that shite,
Yeah.
and whereas this is just not a good game.
You never know, Nathan.
I feel
you should play
honest-
Mind's Eye.
This is it's incredibly embarrassing because I would have thought with the launch of Cyberpunk that would set an example of how badly things can go. But it seems more and more we just keep getting.
Mind's Eye was
unfinished
like,
games
hold my
unreleased,
beer,
and this is
I'm
like,
a mono bitch.
yeah. How
I'm a
can we make this? No, because some of the glitches
You
are
say
genuinely
one-off,
so
it's one
ridiculous.
down.
Oh, it's just, it's so funny.
I've been looking at like clips of all the glitches and shit, and genuinely it's some of the silly shit you've ever seen.
It's great. It's awesome. It's modern gaming encapsulated. It's like Concord.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Like Concord
Do
is
you
a
reckon-
multiplayer
This,
gaming.
is this a
This
single player game?
Yeah,
Mind's
this
Eye?
is single
Or-
player
Yes.
modern gaming
Alright.
encapsulated.
Let me try and find the fucking.
That is
That line.
ridiculous.
There is some like horrible. The models are really bad. The game crashes. It's locked 30 on console. What?
I mean, to be fair, I think we
So-
said it in a previous podcast. The game just kind of looks like Watch Dogs 2, but with
yeah, just
better human
looks ugly.
models.
And the AI is meant to be abysmal from what I've
Great.
seen.
Yeah, it is.
Well, like, they
it
shoot-
really, really is.
And the cars
Let
also
me.
look really
I want
funny.
to try and find the clip. How's?
The cars that will like
Here we go.
they just like explode and bounce around because they have really weird physics. Or they have balloon physics, I guess you could say.
I've put a short video. If you just skip through that.
So, but yeah, Mind's Eye, it's pretty bad.
Hmm.
Funny though,
Not
but it's
surprised.
bad.
It is funny.
I think
is
it
funny.
does also set a standard for just because an ex-dev worked at like Rockstar, does not mean you should trust it because we have games like Clear
Yeah.
Obscure.
Yeah.
They're ex-Ubisoft devs, and then they went on to make a game that's contending for Game of the Year and could win.
It's his game.
And then you have Mind's Eye, a ex-Rockstar dev, and then it's Mind's Eye. So just
As
because
much
they
as
worked at
I
a company.
wasn't going to play this game, it's still a shame to see that it's absolutely ass. I'll be
Oh, yeah,
honest.
it would have been nice to have a game in this genre, but
Yeah.
it's just,
It's
it's
nice to
just
kind of
lazy.
like cross over for like waiting
Yeah.
for GTA 6, like you can play this.
Mhm.
But no,
Yeah.
when the first reveal trailer, I thought this looked pretty bad, and then it was. So
Yeah.
this came to no shock to me,
Yeah,
and I
well,
really want to play it. So
But yeah, if you just watch the first 20 seconds of the clip I put in the thing, that is.
I've already seen all loads of the bugs. I'll let
Mhm.
Isaac put it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no problem.
it's just really funny.
Yeah, that is a shame. It is a shame.
It's
So, Xbox handheld. This got announced only like a week
Yep.
ago, didn't it? Or something
Mhm.
like that. Yeah.
this is
Was it
referring
the,
to two different
uh,
handhelds
um,
in this slide.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
well, if you read through it, there's two different handhelds referring to. The one that was announced last
Ah.
week, and then one which is first party Xbox. So,
Oh.
Right. Okay. So
Don't
the
be-
first party handheld has been seemingly cancelled as they want to focus on other Xbox software.
That'll be
Great.
Cloud Play. That'll definitely be Cloud
Yeah.
Play.
but
They've been
Be
putting
I
a
would say
lot of
something I
it's
forgot to put
like the
here.
main thing.
tips on that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the ROG Ally, which is what they announced, they're saying that Microsoft will probably most likely consider those first-party Xbox stuff. So
Yeah.
Microsoft won't be making them. It'll be another party. So, but they will still make consoles.
Right.
They also said. So
I've
they
not
haven't
really
gone yet.
watched too much. I've looked into handhelds. ROG Ally is not one I've looked into too much. Like the most I usually see is like Ned
The
Luke
only ones I know
promoting
is
it.
like the Switch 2, Steam Deck, and that's kind of it. I don't
Mm.
look at PC gaming handhelds at all. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of gone all in on just PC, so handheld's not been a thing. I would consider getting a Steam Deck. Probably not this, just because
I
Steam
mean, this doesn't
Library's
have Steam
bigger.
on it.
Not yet.
So
Well, true, yeah, I know.
I
It
either.
depends. It'll also be the price.
I
It's
think,
also
as I
part in
said
it. We
last
don't know the
week, I would
price yet.
probably get this if I was to get anything.
Yeah,
Like if I wanted a PC or console, sorry, an Xbox.
yeah.
I mean, I would probably just get this. So because there's everything.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
want
who
the
would?
modding
But like,
capabilities
yeah.
though.
Mm. It is
'Cause that's also
everything,
one reason thing.
I
including.
guess. I guess we'll see.
hmm What else does it have,
Hmm?
Isaac? Or will it have an
What?
I was
ally?
going to
Read the
segue.
next line.
Sorry, it's awful at
Right.
segues.
Right. Look, in my defense, I thought you were gonna talk about something else. Okay.
No,
I
no.
didn't know this was right. You can play PlayStation first-party games through Steam on the Xbox ROG Ally, confirmed by Microsoft.
Mm.
Which
Hey, another
means
thing I was right about.
I could play Helldivers on it. Haha.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I thought they would block it. A lot of people did. So I think it's a good thing that they
Mm.
didn't.
Yeah. I think it
Well,
would have
this
made sense, but it's good
I
that
think
they
this
haven't.
news is also quite fun for something I added onto this slide a few moments ago as well.
Mm.
If Isaac would like to also read that out.
Read
Um,
it.
the additional note is Insider has posted an image of the Steam app on an Xbox Series I assume that's Xbox Series X and S
Yes.
console home dashboard,
Yes.
which is
Dumbass.
which is which is which is good because I have that Xbox and I can
Mhm.
go on Steam and do Steam
Yeah, but you have an
things.
Xbox Series S, so nothing's gonna run on that thing, Isaac.
Yes.
It'll run
No,
3
but
years
look,
Like
later.
the main
in all
appeal of Steam
fairness,
is an indie game.
this works. You know, this works. My
Mhm.
Series S works.
I think this is leaked to Valve as
So
well.
yeah.
And that deleted
Yeah,
tweet.
this has been
So yeah, this has
leaked
been
on and
around for
off for
ages.
ages. But now with all this coming out, even the official post from
Yeah.
Microsoft and all, it's coming more and more likely. So yeah, good news for people who want to play some PlayStation titles but can't be asked to buy another console,
Hmm.
or are just comfortable with being
Yeah.
on
I'll
Xbox
I'll
with a
probably
friend.
I'll
So
definitely play stuff.
absolutely.
So
I do
yeah.
wonder if they'll do something about maybe
Anyway.
being on console. They probably won't, but we'll have to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Moving
don't
on to
know.
the next thing.
But we have some Halo news now. A data miner named hold on.
Do you want me to say it?
A data miner. Now I'll do this one and you guys can continue on.
Okay.
I won't
Right.
be too long. A data miner has leaked. Data miner leak suggests Halo is coming to PS5. The trusted data miner Grunt API has made this news. It is neither Halo Master Chief Collection or Halo Infinite, but still appears to be part of the Halo franchise and could be many of the Halo projects in UE5. I don't know how many there is of them, but
We don't know how many there are, but we know there's multiple in the works, including one which is referred to as a classic, which we've talked about is likely a remake of Combat Evolved.
Which it should be.
okay.
So there is a very, very high chance that's the one that comes to PS5 if it's not seemingly anything like Master Chief Collection, which would have been the obvious choice.
Yeah.
I doubt it'll be a Halo 7 anytime soon, so
hmm
still
enough.
it'll be very fun to see a
I don't
Halo
think we see Halo 7 until
title
like the next
on PlayStation.
Xbox. So.
Oh yeah, probably. They'll probably end up being like a launch exclusive or something.
You guys do the next two. I'll be back soon.
But
Yep.
I think the Halo 1 remake
But
is very likely.
oh yeah, and I'd love to see that, especially with like more modern gameplay.
So yeah.
'Cause I do enjoy the Halo games. But not everything's sunshine and rainbow for Xbox, as there has been news via Charlie Intel that newer Xbox titles, including Outer Worlds 2, will only have physical discs for their PlayStation counterparts.
Mm.
The physical cases for Xbox will now include digital codes instead.
Oh.
I'm not very fond of this at all.
I mean, this is just what the industry's going. Xbox has
Yeah, we don't really
two
own
home
anything
consoles with no disc drive. So what's the point? The Series S sells a lot better than the Series X, so might as well just sell download codes. Then
Well, yeah, 'cause the main console budget is kind of like, well, no, the main console selling area is budget like gaming software,
and
not
they
software
believe
hardware.
Xbox, from what this seems to me, is that they believe, oh, people only want to buy physically so they can have a case to put on a shelf. Well, sure, that's a cool factor, but also the fact that you own that game, and that means they can't take it
Yeah,
away from you. It's the main factor why you buy physical. But they
yeah.
clearly are missing the point of that. So,
We really are slowly steering closer and closer to not owning our games, which is a big shame.
yeah. I mean, if you were on Series S, you already didn't own any of your games. So, but I think
Yeah.
for people who are more hardcore gamers on like the Series X, you, yeah, the next Xbox will not have a disc drive. I think the PS6 will, but I don't think the Series,
Possibly.
whatever they call it, will have a disc drive. I think it'll just be the budget one
No,
and
there
then
is
the main one,
still plenty of
the beef.
there's still plenty of space for Sony to mess up. We know that they like messing up a lot of the time, so I'm hoping they
Yeah,
don't,
I
because I would
don't
like at
think they
least
will.
one of the big three
I mean, Nintendo still does
to
it.
remain with it. Well, yeah,
Like their
Nintendo, you're
first-party
still buying
games
a
come on
license.
game cards.
You're still buying a license though, and you're still not owning the
Yeah, but
physical.
the game is on the cards though. I mean,
Yeah,
so like at least there's something there. That's only
uh,
first party though, not third party. That's a choice. Unless you're Cyberpunk,
yeah,
so
which is
which is
really
on the
good, and you get
cartridge.
the entire game on it. You own the game.
So except the language
Big up
packs.
GDPR.
Very sorry about that, sirs. But
Well, that's all good. That's great. Uh,
yeah.
The language packs just to
oh
reduce
fucking
the
hell,
size of it.
Nathan, my dinner's burning me. You can do this one.
I can. Okay.
Right, we're switching it on again.
So there was a PlayStation conference this week. I don't know where or for. I just was looking on Twitter and saw that Genki was posting this. I was like, okay, This is some stuff to talk about. So it was announced the PS6 is Sony's top priority right now. This is what the CEO says. Yeah, I think they said like in like I guess further gen or next gen, sorry, PlayStations. So they didn't really call it the PS6, but it's a PS6 is what you mean. Um, PlayStation 6 also said that they're very thoughtful about how and if we bring these titles, referring to their first party titles, to other platforms. Tentpole SP titles / franchises, multi-platform strategy, it says here. But yeah, they're not sure about doing the whole what Xbox is doing, but they're willing to explore new ways for players to interact with like Sony franchises. So
Hmm.
I don't think they'll ever bring it to Xbox. I think Switch is the most likely one, honestly. If anything, just because I don't know if Xbox is still going to be around for
Yeah, that makes
any
the most
longer,
sense.
like in the
Yeah.
console market anyway.
Nah, it will be.
But
The only reason I'd argue that maybe Xbox has the higher chance is mutual exchange.
I get. But also, with if you put them on Switch, then they have the portable kind of appeal to them as well. And I
Counter
don't know if
argument,
Sony's going to
new
make them
ROG
portable.
ally.
Yeah, I guess it just depends what happens.
I'm gonna put my
But
chips on Xbox.
Herman Holst, who is I can't remember what his job title is. He does something over at Sony. What does he do? Let me double check. He's a Sony Interactive CEO, okay, and head of studio there. He also was talking about single player games because that's like the big thing with PlayStation. And he says they're focusing on delivering at least one single player title each year at the quality that we have all come to expect from Sony first party. So obviously this year we have Ghost of Yote. Next year it'll probably be Soros, maybe Wolverine, probably not. It most likely will just be Soros from Housemarque, and then the year after's Wolverine may come out, probably not, and then Intergalactic will come out probably 27, 28. Yeah, that's kind of there for. I think they have said this before though, so I don't think it's really that much of a news thing, but a new thing. He also spotlighted Astrobot as one of the company's most recent successes. And I quote, it was a smash hit, achieving universal acclaim amongst players and critics, and sweeping award shows. They plan on developing Astrobot into an enduring and iconic game franchise for PlayStation in the future. So, makes sense. One game of the year, critical acclaim, high rate game of last year. Do you want to bank on that? But don't do it too quickly.
Replacing Sackboy.
They basically replaced Sackboy,
Yeah.
although he wasn't the PlayStation mascot for many years. So,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
sadly,
Give him a newer game.
No, but
yeah.
regardless.
They have clearly seen what everyone's saying.
Well,
Make him that mascot. Look at him. And they're like, yeah, we'll do it.
Can't
that's
wait
good.
for the games to get milked out now.
So
Nathan,
I hope they
regret
won't,
this.
but like some
It's
fucking
possible
Lego
they could.
Astrobot game. The thing with
Astrobot
Sony is
remake.
like Sony doesn't really milk their franchises that much. Like
Naughty Dog does.
Ratchet and Clank gets. I mean, yeah, I can't think of Last of Us. That's kind of it. Like the
Yeah.
Spider-Man games, those don't really get milked out because they take a while. God of War doesn't. Ratchet and Clank has loads of games, but they're all like high quality and really good. So like, I don't think they'll
No,
milk
yeah, that's
him.
fair, actually. That's fair, actually. It's just
Oh.
Last of Us. Just Last of Us.
'Cause, yeah, it
Which has
literally is
got
just
like
Last of Us which gets milked. That's
yeah,
it.
which has got like 23 different discs now, I think.
I don't
That
know.
was the
And
last
Probably.
it's
time I
got the
checked.
PS3. It was
Mhm.
which it launched on the PS4 remaster, then the PS5 remake,
Amazing.
then they ported it to PC, then they got Last of Us 2. Last of Us 2 got a remaster, then I got ported to PC, and then they made a Last of Us 1 remake and Last of Us 2 remaster collection bundle. So that's about 8 on its own. And then I
Yeah,
don't know
well,
about
that's
like
nice.
obviously it's like greatest hits versions probably out there, but
There'll be
Yes.
special
I
I
editions
want
saw a,
and
I
stuff.
and
saw a
then yeah,
screenshot with like every single like physical case
it's
of
the
Last of Us.
Oh
Skyrim
no, yeah,
of
there's
What's
Sony.
behind it? Hmm.
So
but we're getting mindly sidetracked. I'm sure Daniel you'll find that screenshot.
Yeah.
But
God.
interesting thing happened this week. Stellar Blade has become the highest peak player count for a single player game on Steam for PlayStation. Almost just under 100,000 in less than 24 hours, 99,980. And Spider-Man Remastered is the second closest game for PlayStation on Steam, with a peak count of 66,436. I've got a note here which says Guna Game, and from what I've seen
it's
about
fun.
Stellar Blade, that is true.
It is that
So
it
that's
is.
cool.
But the
It's
combat's
fair
fun.
It's
enough,
true.
The gameplay's fun.
It is very
The
true.
combat was alright, yeah.
I played
I tried the demo out the other day.
yeah, I played a bit of it, and the gameplay's fun. I like the combat. It's nice to have a action game that is not a Souls like, because I'm getting fucking sick and tired of those. But I think this is really cool. It's clearly because PC gamers. I mean, have you looked at Steam's player
Yeah,
count of high-selling games? This
all
was
you need to
made
do is
for
go on
them.
any game. If you go on any games like Nexus mods thing, I guarantee like half of the
Yeah,
trending are
the
just going to be
Silver
Guna
Blade was
swap.
made for the PC
Yeah.
audience, so it was just a moment. But almost 100,000. Well, that's basically 100,000 in less than 24 hours. That's insane.
I'm kind of surprised the Sony title hasn't actually. No, I'm thinking about quality wise, because usually PC
Yeah,
ports on it. I've not heard any bad things about this one though. Let me go check the
yeah.
reviews.
It's cool. I know. I wonder what the dev team got because I know they all got gifted like PS5s when the game came out. Like this, whoever I can't remember the studio, but they seem really nice. Like they're all like, the game came out, have like the day off or a few days off. Here's a PS5 with Stellar Blade. Go play the game. It's like that's nice.
I don't know if it's the
So
same developer, but the PC developer is labeled as Shift Up Corporation.
Shift Up. That sounds really
Yeah.
familiar. I think they are the team.
And there's no Nixus software this time. So they've done the port themselves.
So yeah, Shift Up is the developer. That's probably why. I think with it being done in house is probably easier.
Yeah, they're more familiar with it, and they know what they're doing with the game already because they obviously made it.
Yeah. Oh, actually, there's something
makes
here with
sense.
Stellar Blade. I guess
This is one of the reviews.
there's some news I found here with Stellar Blade and the studio as a whole. It says something about the studio shifts up independence at risk due to Tencent ties. Oh.
What's this?
So Shift Up, who develops Stellar Blade, I've seen this now looking at them. Their independence is at risk due to a Tencent ties. Tencent has been making rounds, trying to buy stuff.
Yeah, they've
now.
been making money moves.
They've been trying to buy Ubisoft. They own a large stake in Shift Up. So, because they publish their mobile games. I think this was like that big IP, I believe. I don't know. But yeah, cool. Stellar Blade doing well. Cool to have a original IP do well. And what do you need?
Yes.
Boobs. And
Yes.
that's it.
Gooning material.
Like Marvel Rivals.
Of course it is. Yeah, I mean, remember when that game came out? Remember all the mods, all the Guna mods.
That was a fun
Not
day
surprised.
on Nexus.
But anyway, moving on from Gooner activities,
They've been
the
sharing
Nintendo
screens.
2 is breaking sales records.
Mm.
3.5 million sales in its first 4 days to become the fastest selling Nintendo console of all time.
Yeah.
Nathan, you've got a note saying you want to talk about this, so
So yeah,
I'll
so with
take it
the
away.
Switch 2, it was no surprise this was going to do well. As much as people say that they're going to boycott something, they still go out and buy it anyway, so
Yeah,
what's the
no, they
point?
completely backtracked
Um,
on that.
yeah. So comes from Games Radar, this kind of section I want to talk about. So over on Blue Sky, Circana analyst, I might butcher that, Matt revealed that the Nintendo Switch 2 sets an all-time launch week unit sales record for video game hardware in the US, with over 1.1 million units sold during the week ending June 7th. The Switch 2 came out on June 5th. To make matters even more impressive, that doesn't include sales made from the My Nintendo store, the loyalty program, so final numbers might be even higher. So the previous record holder for sales was the PS4 at launch. So there aren't any numbers around how well it did in the first week in the US, but we do know the console sold around 2.1 million units after its first few weeks on store shelves, and the Switch 2 sold 3.5 million in just 4 days alone. So it's doing very,
Keeps
very
up that
well with
rate, it can
itself.
get up. It'll manage to get up pretty high on here.
Yeah, it's already a quarter way through the Wii U's lifetime sales, so which is 13 million, which ain't a lot
So long as
considering
it
the
doesn't
Wii, but
start to plateau.
I think
Yeah.
it will. I'm gonna guess probably about. Well, no, because July will probably get a lot because Donkey Kong comes out, and people will be like, they'll be waiting a bit for DK probably, and then as of course we get closer to Christmas, that'll massive boost,
Yeah.
and maybe because there are rich people who are like, oh, Johnny boy, you did very good in your exams. Here, a Switch 2, like
hmm
that's up for the summer. So yeah, it'll plateau a little bit, probably around September. It just depends when these other games come out, because we've got Metro Prime 4, whenever that comes out. Pokemon in October, which will probably get more sales bumps. Probably not too many,
Yeah.
because it's October. So, yeah, I do wonder how well this is going to do in December, or come January, sorry. If
I
it's
mean, I
made
definitely see it
3.5 million.
overtaking the Xbox Series.
Oh, yeah,
It's easily
what's
doing
happening in
that.
sales?
Probably overtake the Xbox One. PS5, we need more data, I think, to try and
The Series
figure that one
X
out.
is around 32 million.
Oh, my only statistic here is that in 2020 it was labeled at.
Oh, we're looking at
Oh no, not
2020
2020.
sales.
I mean, sorry, not 2020.
Oh.
That's just the release date now. Currently on here, it's labeled as 28.3 million sales for the Xbox Series.
Is this on Wikipedia?
Yeah, I'm using the list of
Oh,
best-selling game consoles, which the source for this is.
that's probably better to look at
39.
than the AI overview. Yeah, I think I could probably see. I don't know if it will come close to the Switch One, just because the Switch One had obviously the launch boost, which sold really well, with people realizing it's not on Wii U, and then it had 3 years later Animal Crossing came out, COVID, boom,
I don't
big.
know if it'll make it to the top
So
5 simply because of the change
I
in
don't.
economic status of the world.
Yeah, I think
We've kind
top
of been
10
devolving a lot.
at most.
Top 10, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
That's my
8,
guess. It's
9,
probably top
10.
10. By the time of its end of its life, it's top 10. That's my guess. It will
End of
not
its
be the
life,
Switch One.
yeah, possibly.
If it does, that's
Makes
cool.
sense.
I don't think it will though. I think the Switch One,
Yeah,
because it had the COVID boost,
yeah, COVID
like
boost, and even
yeah,
the economy
it
wasn't
just
as scuppered as it is
keeps
now.
going and going. The Switch One, so
Yeah.
maybe it'll beat. No, do you think it could beat the Wii? The Wii is 100 million.
That's where I'm debating.
No, I
I'm
don't.
not sure if it'll get into triple digits.
Yeah,
Not triple digits.
I
That'd
think
be
85 million.
not
There we
triple
go.
Yeah,
digits.
I
Come
think
back
that's
here.
pretty.
7 years, 85 million is my
9
prediction.
digit.
You want to move to the next one? My dad's ringing me.
Nathan, I'd be honestly surprised if you were alive in 7 years. Anyway, next piece of news this week. Helldivers 2 podcast is returning once
Hell
again
yeah.
with
Big
very,
news.
very good news this week. Helldivers 2 is still unfortunately region locked, but not in 177 countries, only 7. And
That
as
was
far
English.
as I'm concerned, these 7 countries mainly have like restrictions around gaming anyway. I remember Vietnam's one of them, and they don't have access to Steam, I believe it is. North Korea goes without saying, and then there's a few others as well. So it's mostly countries I think are banned from like Steam in general, and
They all have strict
things
gaming
like
and
that.
internet laws, or are in the
Yeah,
middle of like warfare and such. 'Cause I
that's fair
know,
enough. So
yeah,
more divers,
we take that,
which
and
I'm
we've
very.
seen the numbers really, really. Like I think today when we were playing, like we just finished playing, I checked an account, 160,000 players. Big, big
Oh,
number.
that's a lot. Last time I think we hit that would have been Super Earth, and before that I don't even know.
Yeah. I'll go check a Steam database real quick. Hold on,
So,
Steam chat
yeah.
Helldivers 2. While we wait for Nathan. Steam database. So, on Steam alone, in the past few days, when was this? Would it have been? Would it have been the 12th when it was the region lock ended? Because that was when the game skyrocketed to 100,000
Probably.
players, and we've been keeping roughly 80,000 to 100,000 on Steam to to this day. Which
That's good.
the last time we
That's really good.
What's
when
this,
was the
sorry?
Super Earth page?
Helldivers.
Are you looking at the play counts or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, Daniel's having a play account.
it's it's still not reached. I don't think the number that we reached for Super Earth,
Fair
Bugger.
enough.
but we give it time. People still need to like buy the game again and such, and the game kind of needs to re-establish trust. But even at 160 on no events, that is like massive.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the game's still really, really fun. After
Oh yeah.
over a
And
year. You know.
some other news, which is unfortunate news. Well, possibly because it's
Yeah.
only rumored. Is
Oh,
this
yeah.
rumored, Nathan?
It's rumored
It's
according
GTA
to an
6
insider.
leaks. It's very
Yeah.
rumored.
Yeah. So GTA 6 final chapter of development is now described as development hell. Apparently, all we've seen from the trailers so far is content from the first 3 chapters. So
Well, I think we had this.
They have a
We had like a
year.
doesn't
smaller
bode
version
well.
of this rumor.
That
From last episode, I think. Did we mention something about this last episode?
No, if you mean the list that
No,
I
I
read
don't
out,
think so.
no, because it's
Yeah,
GTA 6.
okay.
I don't put it on there just because it's GTA 6. Probably isn't true.
Right. Yeah.
But it did say something
We
about
didn't
like
discuss
how
that.
it did talk about this and say like they're kind of like rewriting it. They did not say development hell. I do think that
Yeah,
was
no,
just
this is
added to
really,
make it
really
a
chill.
bigger title, in my
Mhm.
opinion.
Yeah,
But
probably.
It is interesting that apparently the only first 3 chapters are shown off in the trailer.
like
I
that.
suppose they're trying to
It
keep
kind
the
of gives us an
story as
idea.
hidden as possible, but
Yeah.
Which
then again, it could
true.
be that they are just
Yeah.
struggling.
Which, if this is true, then I do expect maybe another small delay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean they've got a year.
Not as
which
drastic
would
as a
be
year.
unfortunate.
I'd expect like maybe a few months delay.
That's
Yeah,
summer.
possibly.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, anyone who's
Yeah.
smart in the gaming industry nowadays isn't booking days off for game launches unless they are 100% certain.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had that fucking ingrained into me from being an Ark fan.
All those people
Fan.
who booked days off for fall of this year for like a week
Mhm.
or so off. Like, oh shit.
Yep.
But I think
Can I get my
because it's
days
GTA
back now,
6, it's just
please?
like you kind of poke it like a bet. Like, could it be true?
Yeah.
Probably not true. There's like a 99% chance this is 95% chance this is true.
There are two things you
Right.
treat like a bear stick.
Arc release
The
dates.
actual launch date. No, I'm talking about GTA
Oh,
Live.
not
The
even
GTA
gaming.
launch date and any news about it.
Yeah.
You can't trust anything regarding this sort of stuff.
So
Because
Maybe Rockstar-
there's very, very quiet fronts and a very, very loud front. Each
Yeah.
are as concerning. Don't do anything rash, and we'll just see where this game
I mean, I
goes.
don't mind Rockstar being quiet. It just like
Oh yeah.
I don't trust them. So.
No, yeah.
The thing with the
They're
story,
doing the best.
yeah.
So
I mean, they from that game trailer. Oh my god, like they are making some crazy shit over there. But like, I think because
Cooking
I know
stuff.
that the writers of Red Dead 2 are not there anymore. I'm going in expecting something a story that is not as good as Red Dead 2, which
Yeah.
is annoying. But
That's fair.
when I play GTA, I do not play for the story. I play for really cool set pieces, a really fun open world, and then just like fun multiplayer shenanigans and heists.
And then
So
murdering each other.
and
with
Yeah.
running
bitches.
Freddy over with a car or a tank
Yeah.
or a bike.
I think one of the main
Train.
appeals to GTA 5 for me was
It's the
like I could
world.
just play it kind of
So-
mindlessly.
Yeah. So I would not be that worried if the story is not a 10 out of 10 masterpiece like Red Dead 2. Like GTA 5 has like a 7, 8 out of 10 story. So
Yeah.
cool set pieces.
So we'll see. Anyway, on to film news this week again, which we have quite a bit of.
Mm-hmm.
The Zelda movie has been delayed to 2027.
Oh,
Is this a quote here?
this is from Miyamoto
Yes.
himself, the creator.
Yes.
Zelda.
So
Right.
he has said, due to production reasons, the worldwide theatrical release of the live-action movie The Legend of Zelda will be changed to May 7th, 2027. Although it will be a little later than the timing we had previously announced, we would like to take enough time to make it a good movie. Please give us a little more time. Which, of course, have all the time you need. I'm probably not going to watch this because I'm not a Zelda fan, but anybody who's saying, you know, we need to delay this to make it better, go for it. And I think that doesn't just go for games. I think that goes for just every piece of media in general.
Anything. Unless you're
Just
Duke
take your
Nukem
time
forever.
and do it well.
So, like, how long was
Yeah.
Duke Nukem forever? 11 years. It was shit. Like
Yeah.
Jesus. But I'm just excited for this
kind
movie.
of fed up of things being announced so early in production.
Yeah.
It's a trend that gets increasingly worse at the moment.
It just built up too much hype for stuff like Cyberpunk, which
Oh yeah, absolutely. That is
announced
the
10
biggest
years
example
before
of
it
it.
came out. Was it 10 years before it came out?
It was first announced in 2012, and then
Okay,
we
so
got the
8.
teaser trailer 2013, and then we only really got gameplay 2017. Was it
Yeah, I think it was
2018?
like 2018 around E3
2018.
when they were like, "Here's
We
Cyberpunk."
got the
Well, I guess
gameplay
that's when
demo.
I first saw the game. I was like, "Oh, this looks kind of cool."
Yeah, 2018 was the gameplay demo. I should
And then
know this. I'd literally just did
then
a
the
case study on
infamous
it
tweets
for
came out of
uni.
them being like, "Yo, we're delaying the game, by the way."
Yeah. Oh god, the yellow and black.
the yellow
tweets.
pictures. Oh, banger. Persona 4
God, the
reference.
amount of memes. Yeah. As I say, I know way too much about this because I just did a case study on it for uni, which I got back by the way, and I got a higher on it, so I'll take that.
Cool.
I mean, I'm just not excited for this.
I'm gonna
Actually, something we forgot to mention last
blitz
week.
through these next.
With the Zelda movie.
Okay.
The Hunter Schafer rumors. She looks like Zelda.
Yeah, no,
I
she
don't want
looks
this movie to be
perfect
made
with that.
because I don't like the idea of it. But she looks like Zelda. Everyone complained about like, oh, Bella Ramsey doesn't look like Ellie. We have an actress that looks like Zelda, and you're complaining.
Yeah, but
Pick a
transphobes,
side. But it's like, oh, it's just so stupid. Hunter Schafer looks like Zelda,
Yeah.
and there's also rumors of like the guy from How to Train Your Dragon who's playing Hiccup being Link. I think I saw, or was it someone else? It was
I've
rumors
not
of a
seen
Link. I can't remember who it was.
Mhm.
It was either him or the guy
Tom
who's rumored to be
Holland.
in Elden Ring. With I
Well,
think he's in
It should be
Hearthstone.
Jack Black.
Ganondorf. God.
I'm not playing enough Zelda. I've
Yeah,
not
I
played any
don't.
Zelda, so I can't make any jokes.
I don't. Yeah, I just don't want to be made. If
Yeah,
it's
me
Hunter
neither.
Schafer plays Zelda,
I'm gonna blitz through a couple of these things because you've not got loads on them, and they're mainly
but it's
just
Armored Wars.
Armor Wars. Oh my god, it's been cancelled.
No!
What? Okay, next thing. The Young Avengers is now a TV series called Champions. Not surprised that it's become a TV series, as most Marvel things do. And this is from insider Epoch Horseman. I assume on X, Twitter.
I have no clue.
Whatever it
Probably.
is.
I gotta find this. I can't
It
find
don't
know
matter.
via him or her.
Next up, Wonder Woman movie being written by James Gunn. If this is hopefully anything like the Superman trailers that we've got so far, it should be pretty good.
Oh, I'm so excited for that.
James Gunn's been cooking with
Brad
DC
Bird.
so far.
Yeah, he has. Brad Bird will not be directing Incredibles 3. I thought there was already 3 Incredibles films.
Those two.
There's only 2.
Oh, I'm just geek, never mind.
There's been like the Jack
the
Jack
eight-
spin-off, but
Oh, no, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
A24's The Backrooms has been greenlit, obviously based off the internet series The Backrooms. Directed by it's the creator, isn't it?
yeah, it's the creator by the
Yes.
popular YouTube series, because obviously there's multiple. He's the most viral one.
He's the youngest A24 director ever,
19.
starring 2 people whose names I am not going to attempt to pronounce
Want me
because
to try
I will not be able to do that.
I'll be brave enough. Right.
But he plays.
Eifel and Renate Reinsov.
I'm fairly sure the first guy plays
Right.
His name looks really familiar.
Mordo. He plays Mordo in Doctor
Mordo
Strange.
Evil.
Yeah, I think that's him.
I'm fairly
That
sure.
name looks really familiar.
And I don't
Yeah, he
know that
does. He
second
does.
person.
Okay, so yeah. Oh, he's a good
And
actor.
he's
Who's
also
the
in Batman
second
fan.
person?
Renate Reigns. Let's have a look. They were in. I don't recognize any of these movies. Let me just expand it.
I would copy and paste it, but it won't let me.
Sentimental Value that were released this year. A Different Man, Armand,
I'd not seen it.
Presumed Innocent, Handling the Undead. Is there any of these I recognize? There is not.
I have not seen A Different Man. I would like
Well,
that. Oh, Worst Person in
she's
the
been in a bunch of
World!
stuff, so I guess we'll see.
Okay, I know what that is.
Oh yeah, there
Okay, so yeah,
West
she's
Person
in
World,
that
that's one
then.
I've heard of.
And
Oh, yeah,
the final
okay,
thing is that filming starts this summer. So what do you
Okay,
think that'll be
Pixels, if
like
you need some background actors.
Wow! I don't really care.
2020
If it's Kane Pixels,
release, 2028
I have
release?
faith
Maybe?
because I really enjoyed his YouTube series.
No, yeah, the YouTube series
I
was
have
really good.
no
Yeah.
interest in this,
So
so
Yeah, Nathan is like nothing with horror.
I do not
the
care about
backrooms
the
I
He's
find to
steers
be
clear
fun.
of horror.
I
Nice.
like
Yeah.
analog horror stuff.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
good. The backrooms and the Mandela catalog. You guys probably haven't heard of that, but those
I've
are two
heard
of my
of it.
favorite analog horror things on YouTube. There's a few more as well, but I've not watched them as much. The next thing is How to Train Your Dragon live action debuts with 198 million globally. It's believed to have an $100 million marketing budget and a $150 development budget. I will go and watch this film next week because I can't go this week because I'm going to go with Millie, but she's busy this week, so I will give a review on this.
And the
when
reviews aren't
I
terrible.
watch it.
Actually, pretty good.
I've seen good
Oh, yeah.
things about it.
I've heard
so-
mostly it's a one-to-one remake.
Which
like,
just to me just
pretty much
goes,
shot for
wow,
shot,
that
yeah.
sounds so unappealing. I just watched the original, which I haven't, so it's
Mhm.
like,
In
watch that.
other news, another film I'm going to watch soon. Cillian Murphy is set to return for 28 Years Later Part 2. This film looks really good. We'll come to this
Well,
later,
Part
but The
1.
Ballerina, which
I've
me
seen
and
Part
Daniel
2.
watched recently,
Yeah.
the trailer for this played, and I don't know about you, but the trailer looked really good for this.
It looks
All the trailers
incredible,
have,
yeah.
and I am excited for it. So,
Let's say he's on about Part
the
1.
film,
Wait, so he fucking sounds like he's on about
28
Part
years.
2.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm on about Part 1. I apologize if that wasn't clear, but 28 Laters Part 2 is also reportedly finished filming, so
From
we
the
might
name,
see
so.
that
And it will.
within a year or so, maybe
Yeah, I think
maybe
these are.
2. I don't know.
They might be filming back to back. So.
That's
yeah.
like the scenario. They usually do those with films that are like part
I
one
think
and
this is like a
part two.
trilogy as well. It's like,
Oh, I didn't know
Jesus
that.
Christ.
Will I be watching this in cinema?
Cool.
Probably not. I'm
I mean, they
quite broke at
can't.
the minute.
The problem is they can't really go above anything like 28 years now, so they kind of have
Yeah.
to make it. If they want to keep doing things
28
in this
Keons.
universe. I saw a
This is set
thing
to come out
ages
next
ago
year,
which
and then Part 3
they
to
could do a 28 seconds later,
Or 28 minutes.
which would be a bit a short film, not a full feature length, but a short film of 28 seconds later, and it's what happened right at the start of the outbreak, something along those lines. I don't know if you guys know much about the 28 universe.
I saw the kill
but
count on
I've
the first
watched
one.
Yeah. I know it's
Okay,
I
fair
watched
enough.
28 Days. I've not watched 28 Weeks.
Days is a good film. Weeks is not as much, so I'm hoping Years is much better.
Was there a 28 months?
No, it just goes
No,
days,
there isn't.
weeks,
No.
and then years.
What the hell is this then?
Probably
Is
some
this
rip
like
off.
a-
It's probably
time
someone
travel?
like an asylum film where they kind
Starring
of
Aaron Taylor Johnson. What?
hang on,
Oh, that's
28.
just
Anyway,
a
we'll
yes,
see.
never
TV
Is-
news. We
oh,
have again loads
right.
of TV
Oh.
news this week. Straight away, a show I've not watched, but Nathan, you speak highly of. Smiling Friends season 3 is coming this fall, with season 4 and 5 confirmed to be on the way.
Nice. This just came out of nowhere. I think
cool.
season 2 came out last year, so this is pretty cool. It was like, oh yeah, it's coming this year, and then here's 2 more seasons. So this show's great. I love it. Not really in a show like it. It's like adult. I'm gonna say adult Gumball, but that's just really the animation style, which you can't really call it animation style. So it's good though. Watch it. It's really short. So, yeah, that's Smiling Friends. Goated. Isaac.
cool. I might watch that at some point. I'll be honest.
Yeah, episode's like
Stuff
11
good
minutes
things,
long, so you can kind of bang out in a day.
Oh, okay. Last of Us news this week. This will probably be the last of the news for this week for Last of Us.
Yes.
But Caitlin, is it Dever or Dever?
Why would it be
Caitlin
Denver? There's no N.
I don't know.
It's killing
Maybe it's hidden.
Denver.
Caitlin
Anyway,
Dever.
Caitlin Dever has officially been confirmed as the Last of Us Season 3 main lead. Good. I like her. However, Craig Mazin, I believe was the writer and the main director for most of the season,
Yeah.
admits Last of Us Season 2 was a failure. I agree. Anyway, Star Trek news this week.
Yeah,
Star
ugh.
Trek Strange New World has been reviewed for a 5th and final season. I have still not watched this show yet. It's the only Star Trek show I've not even seen anything on. I do want to watch it, and I probably will actually, because I kind of forgot it existed. But I have heard good things about it. However, I do think 5 is going to become the new Star Trek sort of TV show length. I mean, Picard ended after 3, but that's because
Wasn't
the
that
first
because
two
of?
seasons were bad.
Oh, I thought because of it was on Prime, so they were doing the Paramount
And
stuff.
and it was on Prime, yeah. I think that was probably another
Yeah.
reason. And I believe Star Trek Discovery ended on 5 seasons as well. So I feel like rather than 7, like the older shows were, it'll be 5 this time round.
There we go. One Star Trek fan. There's your news
So I guess we'll see.
for the week.
Yes. Just some short news here. Reacher, the Amazon Prime show, has been renewed for a 4th season. I've not watched season 3 yet, but the first 2 seasons are good. They are based on books, so I'm gonna assume that this season is gonna follow suit as well. I will watch season 3 and I'll do a review on it
Is that
when
the
I do
one with
watch it.
the guy people want to play Batman?
Yeah,
It's like
Alan Richardson.
that's it. Look, I get that show confused with the John Krasinski Tom Clancy show.
Jack Ryan.
Jack
Yeah,
Ryan, because they look so similar.
they do.
So
The Reacher is better than Jack Ryan in my opinion. I haven't watched all of Jack Ryan, but I couldn't really get into it. But I find Reacher very good.
What a surprise though! All the Tom Clancy games look the same. The Tom Clancy shows will look the same.
Yep.
Wow. Poor Tom Clancy. Yeah. Is that all our news?
That is all the news, unless anyone has anything else to add, which they've pulled up during halfway through or anything like
Nope.
that.
Not that I have. Daniel?
Our bank's still not charged, is that news?
Nope.
Right. In that case, no.
So we now have 5 reviews, 2 spoiler reviews.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This
yes.
is
So
actually no. We'll say it later. We'll say it later.
Yeah.
yes. So first review for this week is something that's not new, but something that I've watched over the past couple of weeks. A medical TV series called The Pit. I've watched the first season of that, which is the only season at the minute, and I've really enjoyed it. I don't know about you guys, but I really like medical drama TV shows. I really enjoyed
And what's Grey's
House.
Anatomy
I'm not a
too?
40-year-old woman.
No, I'm not Grey's Anatomy, bro. I'd do things.
I give it 2 months. I give it 2
I had that one with
I'm not
Dixie
watching Grey's
D'Amelio, I
Anatomy.
think it was called. Attaway General.
What?
Do you remember that? It was like a hospital
No.
show where they put TikTokers, like they acted. I think it's called Attaway General or something.
Oh no.
Oh man, check it out afterwards. It's something.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Okay, Nathan, we'll do that. The Pit is really good. The second season is, I believe it's rumored to release December, and I think it's been confirmed, but I don't think there's a release date yet. I'll definitely be watching that. It is very good. I will admit, I can't really say much without spoilers, and I don't really want to spoil it, but it's there's at least 16 episodes set across the course of one day. Each episode is roughly an hour long, and it takes place within an hour in that universe, starting at 6 a.m. and I believe ending at 9 p.m. And the way it's filmed and everything is really good. It feels like it's a sort of one shot per episode, if you know what I mean, but it's not. It's cuts between, but it feels like it could have been a one shot per episode, which is really cool. And yeah, that's really all I want to say without spoiling. So definitely watch it if you like medical TV shows. It's really well shot as well, and the story is great. So
What would you give it out of 10, Isaac?
out of 10, I'd give this a solid 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it.
Nice. All right.
Not the best medical TV show, but up there.
What's the next review of
Film
Isaac?
review now.
Phil.
Ballerina, which released this week. When did it release?
It released, I think, a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
I believe it
We're
was
a
the
bit late to
6th.
it then.
So yeah, last week on
We're quite
Friday.
late. But me and
Oh, yeah.
Daniel went and watched this on the
Mhm.
weekend with a couple of our other friends who aren't here today,
Yeah.
and I really enjoyed it. I will say it's
I did.
probably when I say worst out of the John
Weakest.
Wick film franchise,
Weakest is the better word.
weakest I think is a better word to use.
Mhm.
It's by no means bad, but I don't think it stands up to the John Wick films
Yeah.
in any
I mean,
sort of
I posted a
area.
review a couple of days ago on my own channel about this, and I'll just relay some of the points I kind of came up with. It's a good movie, action-wise and set-piece-wise. I really like it. Its
Yeah,
main flaws kind of fall into the pacing at times. I think the first
yeah,
act is a
I
very,
agree
very
with you.
slow burn, and then the third act almost becomes a slow burn with it takes place entirely in one location, and it kind of gets boring for a bit. But then they manage to rejuvenate it with another sequence involving the flamethrowers. Which again, as I say, the action's always like the best part of these movies. And there's also the other weakness is a few characters just feel either useless or underutilized.
Yeah, I did feel
Like,
that.
'cause a lot of the side characters feel like you could have had the movie without them in it, pretty much. Especially, there is literally a 2-minute plot line. I kid you not. I think it does actually. Let me try and remember. It's just
Which one is
it might
that
not be too.
one?
It's the sister plot line.
Don't
Oh
spoil.
yeah,
That yeah. I won't spoil
yeah.
anything, but it's
No, not you, Isaac.
genuinely.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I don't even
Mister,
know why I did
it's
that,
not
to be
heavy
honest.
spoilers. This guy dies.
It's not heavy spoilers. It's not heavy spoilers.
But yeah,
It's not.
I think a few characters also kind of their stances, like how they shift. There's one particular which I'm not going to spoil, but a key character's kind of stance in the whole conflicts changes quite easily. It's kind of like I think they just wanted to get from point A to B without wasting too much time, which I appreciate, but also, yeah, it's still labeled a flaw.
Yeah.
It has its flaws, but overall it's really good. Anna de Armas is great in it, and I really like her
Oh yeah.
character. She is the most interesting character in there. That's not saying like I'm not saying that because the bar's low. She is a very well written character.
Yeah. I will say I think Norman Reedus's character was a bit underutilized
Yeah.
considering how much of a high profile. I wouldn't say he's necessarily the highest profile actor, but I'd say he's up there with them. Um. So
He's like
I
B.
was kind of
He's really
yeah
high
I
in
was kind of
TV wise.
I
He's
was kind of yeah
obviously really
I was
high.
kind of sad when I didn't see him when he was only
Yeah.
in for maybe less than 5 minutes of the whole film.
Hmm.
And I was kind of upset by that. So
Yeah, he was one of the characters I was referring to as underutilized.
yeah,
And
Wait,
it
how much is
kind of
he's like the fourth named actor on the cast list?
Mhm.
yeah,
He is
he's not in it
only
very much.
involved in Act 2.
Oh,
Yeah, and then he's right there at the end as well.
Oh yeah.
Wait, he gets shown at the end anyway.
well, I shouldn't have said it. I don't want to spoil in it again. Be okay.
Not
But yeah.
spoilers, not spoilers.
Overall, it's kind of like a 7 out of 10, I'd say.
Yeah,
Still really fun watch. Like satisfies all your action needs from the John Wick franchise. Some really like cool set pieces and stuff. The
yeah,
color and sound design is phenomenal as always. I think I honestly might prefer John Wick like action movies in the smaller screens because the sound really, really pops out there compared to the bigger ones.
I definitely think we'll get a sequel to this.
There already is.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
Yeah.
confirmed.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough then.
So
That's pretty much all I have to say.
I was
So
I think
looking.
it'll probably end up being similar to 3.
It said at the same time as three, isn't it? It's
Um,
3.
yeah. Another
Yeah.
thing I'm
yeah,
kind of confused on a few things is where it takes place in the timeline, but maybe I just need to
yeah.
re-review
I
something.
was thinking
I won't get into
that as
spoilers
well.
about the
No, me
specifics.
neither. But
Mhm.
I was kind of confused because it said it took place between 3 and 4, but
I think it's. I've seen that it takes place
There's a few
during
time jumps
3.
which there's a few
Yeah.
time jumps which make it really convoluted.
yeah,
It says it takes place
This
during the events of John Wick 3.
there's a moment which does obviously from the trailers,
yeah.
but
But then there's another
yeah,
bit
there's
which I'm
another
not.
part. There's time jumps in this movie. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
And
Not major ones, but
one really doesn't feel like it lines up.
Mhm.
no, yeah. I we'll
Yeah.
see what happens.
Do you know who we have
Yeah.
to thank for all this? Charles
No.
Stelensky.
God.
He reshot
Oh.
65% of this thing.
How fun.
Because I'm pretty sure the early versions had like it had like the blade issue where the action wasn't great,
Yeah.
or there wasn't. So
Well, he
it's
did a
like,
really good job
yeah.
then, because the action
Thank you,
sequences look
chat.
really, really good.
But no
Yeah,
surprise,
yeah.
he is this
Yeah, he
franchise.
is.
So,
Yeah, no, he is such a good action like director.
but yeah, nice.
But yeah, so that is our ballerina review.
That's all
Isaac,
I
have
have
you
to
given
say.
it a score?
I will give it a. I'll give it a 7.5.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay, so
I
we
enjoyed it,
very much agree.
but
Yeah.
definitely the weakest out of John Wick's. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right.
Nathan,
For the Switch 2, yippee!
Yeah.
I didn't want to review the Switch 2 like right after it came out because it's like 2 days with like one thing that is going to be here with me for about 7 years, like the original Switch was. So, thinking about this console, I'm not going to give it a score because, again,
Give it a score, Nathan.
no, it needs. It's literally been out for a week. It needs more. Like the Switch One, I could give that a score because it has a massive library, 7 years of like development and all that. So whereas this, I think because of the console, like I'm not gonna give it a score because of that. But I will talk about the features as I hold it in my hands. So I think as I like what me and Daniel said about when we first like got hands on with the Switch 2 back in April, which is very fun to think about. It feels high tech. It feels kind of next gen, and like you're getting what you paid for. It feels nice. The size is weird to think like I was holding back to my old Switch One, start transferring some data. Like this comparing the Switch 2 to the Switch One, this is basically a Switch Lite, which I think the Switch Lite is even smaller than the Switch One. Like I want to see the difference between the Switch 2 size and the Switch One, the Switch Lite. So I would like to do that.
Right, to your house real quick. Let's do
So
it.
yeah, the screen massive. I love the kickstand. I don't look okay. I love the new Joy Cons. The kind of magnetize is very fun to do, and I kind of miss the sliding. It was a lot more satisfying, the kind of clicking noise, but the magnets are really strong. The Joy Cons themselves feel a lot nicer. I have not been able to play a game with the kind of the Joy Con aside yet, but just kind of like fiddling around with them, like the Joy Cons do feel a lot more high tech. Although I have heard there's drifting issues, which I have not come across yet. Um, but I think there's been like a few cases of drift, which, if true, yeesh, that's
controller
not great.
drift, Steve.
But no, yeah, the bumpers and triggers bigger. Everything's just bigger and it feels like nicer to hold. Um, the USB charging ports, one on the bottom, one on the top, lifesaver. I hate it when I want to put it on a stand, but I can't because the USB is on the bottom. I could plug it into the top. Ooh, so nice. Speaking of the stand, the kickstand. If you don't know, the original Switch kickstand isn't great. Mine's broken. It was flimsy. It was like whoever made this. How do you make that? This one, it's not like the OLED, which was like the entire back came out. It's a little bit less than that. It's still really good, but it's just like could have been a bit better. So that's for the console and the looks. I love how it looks. I wanted to say I've not been able to try out the game chat because I'm still in my fucking Switch family account, so I can't use it. Um,
Wow.
I still keep getting my dad, getting to tell my dad like, can you remove me, please? So that's been annoying. I don't figure out that because I'll let you try it with Callum, who's now got a Switch too. That's also because like I couldn't use it with anyone, so oops. The UI is the exact same as the Switch One, just a little bit cleaner and sleeker. Um, it's just a cleaner, sleeker version. As for games, again we got Mario Kart World, which ran perfectly well. Great, no stutter. I've not had any stutter while playing games on this thing. Nothing's crashed. It runs well. Granted, Cyberpunk, I've not got into like any demanding areas, so I do need to play more Cyberpunk.
Oh.
So I won't talk about how that runs. But Breath of the Wild 2, Breath of the Wild 2 Edition. Oh my god, that is the way this game is to be played. 60 frames, and it's in crystal clear. Like, oh, it's gorgeous. It feels weird. Like, it feels wrong to look at it and go, that's running at 60 frames. That should not be doing that. Like, I'm so used to this game running at 15 frames, so it's nice. Um, that's like I thought game wise, because all else I've been playing is fucking Tetris on the NES emulator on the Switch. So,
Also,
oops,
yes.
bruh, Tetris, that's my shit. But yeah, I don't feel the mouse buttons again. Metro Prime 4 isn't out, so I can't really try. I've kind of tested it, not really. So I can't really speak much on how the mouse controls work outside of what we played back in April for Metro Prime 4, which I'm so hyped for.
I enjoyed that.
The best new feature, the eShop is not total ass. It is not a website anymore. It is a application on the Switch, peak. So it runs a lot better. It's a lot faster. Low times. Godsend. Oh my god. Yeah. The console as a whole. Obviously, the main question is it worth it? As someone who has had the same Switch since launch day, yes. I think if you've got a Switch OLED, just wait until more games come out. If you've had a Switch one like I have since launch, or if you just want a new version of the Switch, sure, go get it. This is not a must-buy console because all it really has is Mario Kart World, and then like 3-year-old games. So
Mhm.
I would say if you would buy it, your personal preference. So yeah, that's the Switch 2 review. But I'm very excited to see what they do in the future. So with obviously Donkey Kong Bonanza, we got the new Splatoon game, which I forgot to mention on here. They just like when here's a new Splatoon game, spin-off. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with this thing. Right now, I like it. So yeah,
Very
that's
nice.
the Switch 2.
Great.
Get it if you want
That's
it.
good.
Daniel,
Um,
this is the
now
part.
Daniel has
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Daniel
let me
has two
explain
spoiler
this.
reviews.
Yeah, let me explain
Um,
this. So, this was originally supposed to be a three-person spoiler review. However, Nathan would have rather played Overwatch today, and the other person, Harry, who we previously featured,
he's just bad.
is out on a drinking spree. So, I am the only one giving the spoiler review today. I messaged
I
Harry.
won't
He
be
said, "Yeah,
here
sure." Yeah,
because I don't
everyone's going
want
to be
spoilers.
disappearing because nobody wants spoilers.
Can
Actually,
you
no,
do
Harry left me
your?
on red. Sorry.
Oh wow. Can you do your
Ah,
score
that's
first, so I don't have to look through all the spoilers?
If you want my
yeah.
score, I think it's honestly a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
This game
Okay.
is phenomenal. I'm so glad I purchased this back in January, bro. And I'm so
Right,
glad I
well,
didn't
I'm
expect it.
gonna
I'm so glad
disappear
I did.
now.
So
Um,
yes,
So this is
I'm
summon me when you're
everything is being
yeah,
spoiled here.
yeah. A big spoiler. So if you also don't want to get spoiled, click off the podcast. We've
I
covered pretty
feel
much
like
everything else.
you should also mention what's happening
There is
after this
Yeah,
because
I'm also doing another
yeah.
spoiler review, which again, both of them will not be here for because it's the Outer Wilds, and people who know about this game, you know that the only way that you should really experience this game is going in blind.
Okay. Well, I
So
want to get
yeah,
your score
Yeah, well,
first,
we'll
so I
see
just
you
look
in a
through the
bit.
spoilers.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
bye
10 out of 10.
everyone. See you in an
See you
hour.
in a bit.
Yep, see you
Message
guys
me when
soon.
you're done.
Yep. Right, got you guys all to myself now. So, that sounded creepy, goddamn. First things first, I want to talk about the gameplay. Obviously, turn-based genre, and well, it's kind of a very innovative take on it with dynamic systems such as parrying, dodging, and then the other unique kind of thing is each character is unique, so uniqueness within uniqueness. I'm sure other turn-based games have had that, but for the most part, it's just kind of low-key kind of sort of differences. With like Pokemon, you got your type differences and what moves they can learn, whatnot. This one, the characters are very much built around this unique thing, which I think is a really, really good thing. It gives options for playstyle, variety, and it just keeps it fresh. The turn-based with the parrying and dodging really, really adds a skill check to it instead of it being more. I think I described it kind of turn-based as a maths equation, whereas the skill check just kind of it's still definitely got equations to it, but it's more like a puzzle, like putting together like a puzzle piece kind of thing. So yeah, really, really big fan of the gameplay. The level based within open world is also a good choice, especially with Unreal Engine, as open world at the minute with the current UE version really does struggle. in terms of like large, expansive open worlds. So this tackles it really well by having a small scale open world which you can run around, and then keeping the levels in kind of gateway access. So they're essentially like doors which you can use to enter each level. So yeah, all in all, gameplay really, really good, better than I was expecting. I didn't really know what to expect though, so that also does play a count. So even if you are not a fan of turn-based, I still implore you to try it out. Now onto the big stuff, the story. I had no idea which direction this game was going for so long. When it started out, it felt very Attack on Titan kind of, which should have kind of been an indicator that there would be twists and turns and stuff and the unexpected, because that show is exactly like that. But then we get to the first shock factor aspect, which is the landing upon the continent. Probably everyone who's interested in this game has seen this by now. The entire team pretty much gets massacred. Very, very big shock value. And then it is just Gustav, Lune, and eventually they run into Mael, CL, and Minoko. Of course, that happens later along with Verso. The next big twist, which I was not expecting, one of my friends unfortunately got spoiled for this, was Verso's death. I was not expecting to kill the, not Verso, Gustav. His death I was not expecting in the slightest. It's very ballsy to kill a protagonist, especially the most beloved, but they did it really, really well. And then the introduction of Verso also was really well done. It felt natural, didn't feel forced, and it felt. Verso's a really, really good character. I like him. Because all of his decisions, you might not like them. They don't appeal to the initial thought process, but by the time you're at the end, you understand everything, which we will get into. And also, there are more twists. And I think the big one is the whole canvas scenario. The big twist of this game is that it all takes place within a canvas. It's not a real world, it is a painted, fabricated world of which the. What is the. Desandra? I want to say Desandra family created their son Verso, died in a fire, and this was the last fragment of his soul. And the mother, overtaken with grief, essentially went to kind of live her life in that canvas just to be closer to her deceased son. The father, Renoir, didn't agree with this, and he didn't want it to pull the family apart, and so he aimed to destroy the canvas. Claire and Maëlle, the sisters to Verso and the daughters of Renoir and Aline, uh, who is the mother and the paintress, they wanted to deal. Claire wanted to deal with the writers who started the fire, and she sent Maëlle, or Alicia, sorry, to go deal with their parents and try and pull the mother out by helping the father. Didn't go well. She got overtaken by Aline's chroma, and so she was kind of reborn without her memories in the world. And she does eventually regain them at the end of Act 2 after you've defeated the paintress, sending Aline back to the real world, and as such, stopping her defense against Renoir, who wants to destroy the canvas. As the big shock is that the. I'm kind of just reading the story out, and I will get into why this is all good. I just want to set out the labels for people who want to know but haven't played. So, Aline, the paintress, it was more of a warning than a threat. She was warning how much longer she can hold Renoir off with that countdown. She can only kind of muster enough strength to protect enough people within this age range. That was just the easiest way to do it. And so, yeah, Act 3 is essentially the expedition who Mael has now awakened her painter's powers. So she has been able to will others back into life, and she controls their chroma. And so she kind of raises an army of dead expeditioners, and they go to fight with Renoir. They defeat Renoir, and the big twist of the game is Verso's motives. Throughout this game, Verso has been seen as quite sneaky, always got his own motives that he doesn't put on. he keeps a lot to himself, very distant, and it pulls it out again at the last minute, and it's done so well because it's so in character. As he is fed up of seeing it pull his parents apart, kind of. Now, I think they didn't really have this idea until he truly saw what damage it was causing to the family. That he got a hand, like, first eyes on kind of view of it and how sick it was making them. And so the final conflict is Mael versus Verso, and I think it is so well done. I love and hate choices like this where I have to choose a side. So many games have done this, and it's always heavy hitting. There's very clearly a bad ending, in my opinion, where Verso loses and he kind of becomes trapped in the canvas, and Mael becomes obsessed with it, following in her mother's footsteps. And then there's the better but bittersweet kind of ending where the canvas is destroyed and the Desandra family kind of reconciles. And Verso can be truly dead. He can rest. It's all really, really good now that I've explained it all. There's a lot more to it as well, a lot of emotion. Like, the characters are so well written. But I think the main message of this is kind of a take on parasocial relationships. This is a term that's been quite popular recently, where it's kind of you feel like you have an actual bond and relationship with a person you don't know in reality. Like, this can take form in, like, through influencers, celebrities, but also digital characters from your TV shows, your games, fictional media. It's a very, very good commentary on kind of the effect it can have, and while they can feel real and feel beautiful, becoming obsessed with them is incredibly harmful in real life. And this is kind of a problem I suffer with. I immerse myself in worlds a lot, so maybe that's why I resonate with it. Because I use escapism a lot with video games. It is a big draw. The game that I always fully immerse myself in is Cyberpunk, strangely enough. You'd think that's not a world you want to, but it does for me. I always find myself kind of immersing myself in all worlds. So yeah, very, very great commentary on that. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about the story. I don't want to yap on too long because I don't want to leave these guys in the dark. So let's move on to the characters. I love them all. They all have like such rich backstories and personalities. Verso, Mael, and uh, Renoir are my three favorites. They are so well written, so conflicting. There's a reason that it kind of revolves around them towards the end. Because I think Renoir, as much as he's an antagonist, he is in the right. It's the harsh reality. That is another key message. Reality is harsh. But you have to face it, you have to move on. There are going to be things you don't like, but you can't let them eat you up and prevent you from living your life. So yeah, overall very beautiful. Verso is incredibly well written as kind of a wake-up call and warning. I don't really know how to describe this character. You will just have to play and experience firsthand. But Mael being the vessel for this, kind of shifting, because she does very much feel like a side character, and then her importance grows until she becomes essentially the protagonist in the end. It kind of goes Gustav verso Mael, which I think the acts are titled their names, so yeah, it makes sense. And the standout of this game for me is the music. My God, to say this guy was found on SoundCloud, that was a legendary find. Because he absolutely killed it. I loved the entire soundtrack. I don't think there's a single track I hate. And I'm constantly listening to them on my Spotify and whatnot, looking at piano arrangements. Absolutely cooked. Not to mention Victor, but what's his name? Let me go on Spotify. God damn it, it's not loading. Of all times. Victor Borba, that's it. He sung Bury the Light for people who aren't aware of that name, and a few other tracks. But he has such a good voice, and the tracks he's in especially are such a standout. What else can I talk? The visuals of the game are amazing. It is one of the most beautiful games released this year and probably in the last decade. And yeah, I just cannot recommend this game enough. Is there anything else I can talk about? I don't think so. So, with that out of the way, I've given you my score. It's a 10 out of 10. Let's move on to our next review, if you're not sick of my voice already. The Outer Wilds. I've been playing this on stream for the last week. I have had a very, very good following of people viewing it. They've been super supportive and helpful, and I appreciate them so much. And this was my kind of first time playing. I played a little bit, like an hour or two, back in December. I didn't get into it back then because I was so busy and it took a lot of. I don't know why I just didn't get into it. But I came back to it on. I think it was June 5th. So yeah, about 10 days. So it's actually been over a week since playing. But yeah, what a game. Again, spoilers, so if you want to play this game, click off now. Like, please just click off, trust me on this one. If you're not going to, or you already played and want my thoughts, here you go. I really love exploration in games. It's one of my favorite things. And experiencing this, discovering all the mysteries, following my leads and stuff, is some of the best like feeling I've had in a while in a game. I just love that feeling of accomplishment on finding these leads and putting all the pieces together, and then finally getting your resolution. And this game does it all. So the main pull of this game is you are caught in a time loop. The universe resets every 22 minutes. There's no reason why, you just know it's tied to a statue created by the Nomai. It only ties to the Nomai are that they were an ancient civilization from around 1,000 years ago. So you kind of go through the galaxy, following their records that have been lost in time from a new translator tool, which you are the first to use. And so you slowly going through time loops as when you die or the universe explodes, you go back to when you wake up, and you just use that to constantly follow these leads, figure out the puzzle. And there's a lot. Different planets, different effects, different storylines kind of that all kind of converge at some point. They all have some relation. Every single piece is connected in some way. Whether it's the probe cannon or the Ash Twin project. Giant Steep. The Dark Bramble was the most frustrating. I think I spent an hour just trying to get through that section without it working. That was the most frustrating part of this game, the only bit which made me rage quit. Other than that, enjoy it all. It turns out the solution was simple. I just had to put the controller down. Christ, sorry there for the pause. Lost my breath for a second. But yeah. And then the end was so stressful because you find out the reason for the time loop. But the thing is, you need to remove the component that creates the loop to complete the game. And that is one of the most stressful moments ever because you've got to go through the Dark Bramble, which is the place I've died the most. And probably most people have. And if you loot, that you need to do it. Like, there is no going back. There is a load previous save, but in terms of the actual game, there's no going back. And it's just so like beautiful, kind of that feeling of discovery and accomplishment. And it's also very, very interesting. So if you're a sciencey space nerd kind of thing, you will love this game. I'm not particularly that, but I still found myself fascinated by it. And yeah, I just cannot recommend it enough. Haven't played the DLC yet. I do plan on buying that at some point this year, and I will be streaming that. But yeah, really, really phenomenal game. And I wish I had done a few things because turns out I had missed 3 logs, like not even like actual like log entries. It was like kind of notes on log entries, 3 of them that I managed to finish this morning. So yeah, I did a lot in this game, and I'd highly recommend it. So you've played it here if you're at this end and you've kind of ruined it if you've not played it here. But yeah, because you can beat this game in 10 minutes if you know what you're doing. I have kind of kept it a bit vague, so you kind of know key points, but you could still play. I just don't think you get the full experience, so yeah, sucks to be you, I guess. And with that, I will give my score for this game 9 out of 10. That 1 out of 10 is just simply because I'm so frustrated with the Dark Bramble. And also, I'm a little There's a few little things that I've been confused by, which maybe I'm just forgetting a detail or something. I'll probably watch a video or essay on the game later, and maybe that'll bump it up. But yeah, in fact, no, it won't, because that 1 hour in the bramble really, really pissed me off. Right, let's get these guys back. Butterworth just called me, but it's a bit too late for the expedition review. Right. Let me at these guys. At. All right.
Are you done?
The Yap Fest is over, yes. And you know who's just messaged me saying they're ready
You know
for the
who's just
review?
rang me?
Yep.
He rang me when you were doing it would be Outer Wilds. And he immediately went, I don't. He just started slurring all his words.
What?
Harry rang me to say, "Are you doing it?" But he kept slurring all his words. So
Course he
he's
did.
very drunk, and I said no because Daniel, I said you might be done with it now.
I am done with it.
Oh, he's taking
Well,
ages. I'll just do it. So yeah.
At least he's enjoying
All right.
himself.
Well,
Mhm.
that's all the.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed
Hold on,
the
it's giving me
Outer
an audio
World,
call.
We
Outer
still have.
Wilds,
Outer Wild.
I would not
We'll
mute your
start with
mic
it.
because he's drunk. So yeah. I think it's time for the best segment of the entire show. I think.
yeah, what's that?
Oh man, you suck at these transitions. What is the
What?
best segment in the show that we do?
Oh, is it the weekly Stellaris section?
No, no. What we've been playing and watching.
Oh,
It's our
yeah, I
catch
forgot
up.
about that.
Yeah, the best segment.
Yeah.
Do you remember we used to do the Crusade, fellow favorites? How was it?
No, we don't.
We
We
haven't
don't
done
know
that in
about.
6
Anyway,
months.
what I've been playing
Oh,
a
okay.
variety of thingamajigs, including Helldivers.
Yep.
We've just been helldiving. Yeah, I've been playing. Played some Overwatch. Fucking why did we
God,
ever play
we
that game?
played
Why did we ever
2,
play that
3
game?
games. Uninstalled.
Marvel Rivals. Don't know why I played that game either. I just can't be arsed with hero shooters anymore. So
Valid.
No, Marvel Rivals.
Onto your spin wheel game.
As soon as you left, Isaac, I did so well. I dropped a 33
yeah,
kill game.
it's just teammates, bro.
You just
It's
suck.
teammates.
It's you.
It's not me.
Well, we won when you left, so and I did really well. So really, it's
Yeah, and I
you.
was winning last night on Overwatch when you weren't there.
It's just you. You suck at Marvel
I'm
Rivals.
winning because I'm not playing either of those
Okay.
games.
I mean,
and I'm
Marvel Rivals is at
to be
least
fair,
better
no
than
one's the one.
Overwatch. But
Yeah, it is. Anyway, other than that, I'm currently playing Terraria. I'm just sort of doing Terraria things. I have a world which I really want, like my main world, so I'm sort of just moving stuff over and building random things. So that's fun. Other than that, I have not really been playing much. Watching wise, watched Ballerina obviously. Not watched any other films, but I have of course watched The Pit, which I gave my review on earlier. And other than that, I've not been watching too much TV stuff. So yeah, that's all. That's all me really.
nice. My turn.
Snake.
Snake.
Go on, Nathan, 'cause I think they're sick of my voice by now.
So watching. I have been watching Twin Peaks: The Return. I am so confused. I have no idea what's going on. I just know that I like it. And the most recent episode I watched, I can't describe it. Indescribable episode. I think I've read rumors that Nolan took inspiration from that episode in particular for Oppenheimer. So cool. I don't know if it's true or not. That's just like the word around the street. Yeah, Return, very cool. I just have no idea what's going on. I started watching. I found on YouTube. Someone's posted the Persona 4 anime dub, just the first 15 episodes on YouTube. So I've just been watching that. That's fun. It's cool to kind of watch like stuff that they've added to the game for a show to kind of like spread it out a little bit more. So that's fun. I've also been watching show wise. I don't think I really watched anything else. What have I watched movie wise? I rewatched The Batman. Peak superhero film. Top 3. Oh my god, it's so good. It's the best looking superhero film outside of Spider-Verse movies because those are animated. Like, it is the coolest looking live action superhero film ever, and it sounds incredible. So like the noise of Batman's feet, ooh, goated. What else did I watch? I also rewatched the original Superman in preparation for Superman next month, and the movie's really fun. Like it's aged a lot. Like yeah, it's aged, but it's got a nice charm to it that I can't look past, and I love. Then me and Freddie continued on with our Muppet watch through. We watched The Great Muppet Caper, very funny. It's just Muppets in it. I watched Sinners. You guys know what Sinners is, don't you?
Yeah.
I was actually thinking. Oh, I completely forgot. I was probably going to do a
Yes.
review. I'll just do it now. Sinners, very very cool. If you don't like vampires, I think you should still watch this. This is a really cool film. Michael B. Jordan's great in it. It's like you kind of forget that Michael B. Jordan is acting with himself. Like it's that good of an actor. Like I don't know. I never saw him as. I mean, I guess he is actually no. Yeah, he's a really good actor. He's really good in Creed, and he's really really good in Black Panther. So he'll be good a guest. So I highly recommend Sinners. I give it an easy 9 out of 10 is my review.
Sound easy.
Yeah, 9 out of 10. Because it's nothing lower than a 9. It's shot gorgeously well. It sounds amazing. The soundtrack is really good. The performances are amazing. I don't know. I don't know why I want to give it. Maybe a 9.5. We'll say 9 though. But it's really good. Haley Steinfeld's also really good in it. And a lot of talk about vaginas, which I wasn't expecting. But
Lovely.
it's sick. It's awesome. Go watch it. I kind of wish I went to see it in cinemas though, but I'm a pussy, so yeah.
We know.
We know that.
Yeah, thank you.
Can't believe they spoke about you during the film.
I know. I was the talk of the town in cinemas. I'm trying to think what I've been playing on backlog outside of like Tetris and the NES. Just Mario Kart World, Breath of the Wild, bits of that Helldivers 2 with you guys, where I mute myself and play Doom music. I will say that when we played the last one that we did with the missile shooting, that was a lot more fun on those maps.
No, yeah, the
compared to the other maps.
defense ones are so fun.
They're a lot
I
better than
don't know
cities, I
why.
find.
We didn't get the normal map that me and Isaac usually have because
No, yeah.
in that map I just create the wall.
Yeah, I prefer them like there instead of
Yeah, but
on the hill.
honestly, I really wish they had an endless mode in Helldivers where you could just kind of just like keep going
Yeah,
forever.
that's
I
kind of
feel
weird they
like
don't
that'd
have
be
that.
really fun to just do, and
Yeah,
because like it just eventually like it's it just keeps going and it
different
keeps going.
waves.
Like there's no end,
hmm
and just the only way for it to end is to either lose or leave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised there isn't that
That'd be
in the
really
game.
fun.
It's kind of
Yeah, my bad,
Right.
just kind of
I guess that's
thinking about the Persona 4 remake
Mr.
whenever we get there.
Daniel.
Daniel's turn.
I guess that leaves me then. So let's get my shortest segment out of the way. Movies, I have only watched Ballerina. I'm not the movie guy of this thing, but I have actually watched something this week. I've been watching Frieren because I need to continue that.
Nice.
After obviously the Anime Awards debacle and Solo Leveling vs. Frieren and stuff, I thought, you know what, I should go back and finish this. I didn't get into it first. Really getting into it now. Haven't watched it the last 2 days because I've been busy doing some other stuff, but yeah, no, that'll be continued tonight. I've really been enjoying it. The animation is popping off.
Mm-hmm.
Soundtrack's also great. And then on to gaming. I have obviously played Outer Wilds, as you heard in my review earlier. I've also been playing Helldivers with these gents. We're blitzing through warbonds and stuff right now, and I'm looking forward
Are we
to
on level
the next major
10s?
update. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
always
we
on level
every
10.
Wow,
every
it doesn't
That's our
really feel
default.
like it.
Yeah,
I
that's our
feel like
default
we're all
now.
just we know the game so
Yeah.
well. It's
It feels
not
like level 7s.
anymore.
I can't wait for super duper Helldive.
They better add that.
I hope they add
That
more
would be so
modes
fun.
or more difficulties.
Yeah. Yeah. And what else have I been playing? Try playing Ark Ascended again. I'm just burnt out of survival, I think. Or at least ones I've played before. And I'm fed up with the 9-minute crashes.
Average arc experience.
I know, it's stupid. And I've also started Doom the Dark Ages, which I had a big fight with the other day.
Is it
Because
in the
Jesus
game?
Christ.
Or
Pardon?
Is it in the game or?
No, as in like with the actual
Oh,
performance.
you were streaming it, weren't you?
Because yeah, I was streaming it, and the first half-hour stream is just me trying to sort the display out because I found the fix, by the way. If you have OBS open before you launch the game, it just completely bugs the game. Don't ask me how that works.
Mhm.
I could not tell you what sort of voodoo magic they've done there, but yeah. If you don't do that, you can't even get to the main menu
Nice.
because it just doesn't load any of the assets. It's just a blank black screen with your mouse cursor. You can't click anything. You can do nothing.
That's the modern gaming experience.
Yep, and I'm so disappointed this got officially. Imagine you bought the premium edition of this game. Bro, isn't that like 100 quid?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And yes, I was very disappointed in that review on my channel again, ranting about that. Eventually got it working though. You just have to launch Dark Ages before OBS. Still stupid. And yeah, I've been enjoying the gameplay, so that's been good. Cinematics kind of stutter a lot, and textures don't load, models don't load, and there is a few geometry like desync type things where one of the characters kind of a few of the what they call vertices of the model just kind of stretch out into the endless abyss. But yeah,
Mind's
so there's
eye.
definitely a lot of technical issues, but the gameplay's still fun. I played the giant mech mission, absolute fire. And yeah, looking forward to playing the rest of the gameplay. Still very disappointed with a 70 quid title performing like that, though. Modern gaming really is shambles.
It's only gonna get worse. I mean, better.
Yeah. And let me try and think. Is there
Hooray.
anything else I've done this week? No, honestly, that's been it. I've just kind of been enjoying not having to think about uni. So yeah,
Whoa.
Fair
that's
enough.
been me, and I think that's been all of us.
Skylanders. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, you two Skylanders thing.
Now fun. But now I'm just waiting for
Yeah,
Isaac's
it's
next
fine.
Isaac to play his current spin wheel game.
But yeah, what is the spin wheel
Yeah.
game?
Well, that. Well, there's been some. What the next game
Will it land
actually
on?
is. It was an orig. It was originally going to be Monster Sanctuary, but the problem with that is I don't know the game well enough. I want to do a preliminary playthrough of the game first before I do any streaming on it, so I can get a gauge of how difficult it's going to be. Because I don't want to jump straight into it and then it take me
That's what
literally
other
like
channels do.
4 months to do it. Yeah, but
Wow.
I'm not other channels, okay?
You're
So
worse.
shut up.
Nathan, when
So
people have
instead,
preferences.
I'm going to do a different game, which Daniel wants me to
Mm-hmm.
do, which is Ori Blind Forest. First one.
Yep,
That's
that
the
is the
first one,
first
isn't
one,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. So I'll be doing that
You will be watching.
eventually. So yeah, that'll be
Best
fun.
start soon. Oh yeah, it's a banger
And I
game.
have
Will
actually
the
played
Wisp
that one
Sigma.
a bit, so
Mm-hmm.
I do kind of know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And I'll be
that's it.
there anyway.
Yeah.
Alright. So I think
Oh,
that ends the episode. Oh wait, what?
sorry.
Nathan?
I found this. I saw this last night, but I forgot about it. The John Marston voice actor. Um,
Jam
they were doing a
Master.
Red Dead. He was doing a Red Dead stream, and he said there's exciting news being shared next week. I guess it's in this week when you're watching this. There's obviously rumors of a Red Dead 2 Switch 2 port and an next-gen update. So
Mhm.
is it that, or is he
Probably
just
that.
like, I'm going to a con, and that's it? So I completely forgot
Probably.
about
I
that.
could also entirely do that.
Yeah, John Marston's voice actor. What you doing there?
A cool listening cool thing
Yeah,
is I saw that Andy Serkis commissioned an artist and he's giving away signed copies of their work.
that's cool.
So that's pretty cool for Renoir.
Yeah, and also Silent Hill 1 remake got announced in development by Bloober Team. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I think it was on
Oh
the
yeah, that's probably an
Instagram
important one.
chat, which I was looking at my Twitter
Did I
bookmarks,
miss that?
so I didn't see that. I'm pretty sure I
I
sent it
was
on there.
scrolling through. I think I might have missed that.
I didn't send it on there. I sent it to Harry because he's a Silent Hill fan. But oopsie.
Let me check the
Other than
podcast
that,
chat.
that's
Right.
the last minute news that I completely forgot and was like, oh yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
happened this week.
Is that everything then? Is
Other
that
than that,
everything?
yes, I
Yep.
am.
I don't believe. Oh wait, no, you did. It's all the way up here.
Okay, so yeah, I have one thing to say, and that's goodbye.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Bye. Okay.
All right. Bye.
Well, thank you everybody for watching this week's episode of the AFK podcast. As always, the podcast can be streamed on Spotify or YouTube or Amazon. Yeah,
Yep, Amazon.
for some reason. Um, And is there somewhere else as well?
Um,
No.
the
No.
voices.
Okay. Never mind. Yeah, probably.
Voices.
Um,
YouTube Music. There
yeah,
we go.
as always,
There you go.
Hi, YouTube. Hey,
thank you
don't
for
diss that.
watching.
I'm gonna diss YouTube music. I hate
Nathan and
YouTube.
Daniel will now argue into oblivion,
Mhm.
and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.